It's the Willie Mildew Show, starring Willie Mildew. I'm your announcer and Willie's sidekick, Electric Eric. And tonight's special guest for this Season 1, Episode 3 of the Willie Mildew Show is blind artist Ricky Trione. And now, here's Willie! All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. And special thanks to our award-winning announcer, Electric Eric. Thank you very much. Episode 3 of the Willie Mildew Talk Show. The third episode.
Episode 3, Willie.
Hello, Mr. Albert Weinstein up there. It's episode 3. You done holding up 2 fingers. Yeah, I tell you, there are 3 kind of people in this world. Those that can count and those that can't. Also want to thank our band leader, Altissimo. And also our piano player and part-time chainsaw operator, Frankie Five Fingers Mozzarella. Yeah, thank you, Frankie. Now, I tell you, tonight we have a special guest star with us. We're going to interview blind artist Ricky Trione. Yeah, and actually, in Italian, his name is Ricky Trione. Aha, yeah, but you know, down south here we're going to call him Ricky Trione. And, you know, he got an alias, Mr. Ricky. Yeah, call him Mr. Ricky. I think he's got that alias because if he ever gets a speeding ticket caught by the police, you know, he can use that alias. They can't find him. Anyway, we'll get Mr. Ricky on here in a little bit. But, you know, third episode, episode 3, and our award-winning announcer, Electric Eric, holds up 2 fingers. Pretty sad. You know, if he was an oil can, he's considered 3 quarts low and still leaking. Yeah, I'm telling you. He's a few castanets short of a mariachi band. And I can guarantee you this right now. He won't be bringing the tuna fish salad to the next Mensa picnic. That's for sure. Now, if you like karate and you own a dog, you in for luck tonight. Because tonight's sponsor is Danny's Doggy Dojo. That's right, Danny's Doggy Dojo. So now, here's a special announcement for all dog owners from Danny's Doggy Dojo in the mall. When you take your doggy out for a walk, is he too weak to lift his leg up to salute a nearby tree, bush, or fire plug? Do you get halfway out on your walk only to have to carry your doggy back because he's too tired to walk anymore on his own? And when it's time to get down to business, is he too pooped to poop? Well, look no further than Danny's Doggy Dojo, where your doggy will undergo a physical routine rivaled only by the United States Marine Corps. At Danny's Doggy Dojo in the mall, your pet will be issued an authentic karate uniform, including belt and bandana. Then he will be put through a rigorous rabble-rousing routine to strengthen his confidence as he ventures out into the world of cats, squirrels, and other domesticated canines. Your little doggy will learn karate kicks, katas, and the kai, or as they say at Danny's Doggy Dojo, the doggy yell, as he strikes his opponents with forceful energy, power, and domination. After graduating to a black belt from Danny's Doggy Dojo in the mall, your doggy will no longer fear walking along the beach and getting sand kicked in his face by a wild stray alley cat. So if you need a newly revised doggy with strength and confidence, remember to visit Danny's Doggy Dojo in the mall. Tuition tax and toenail clipping does not include dog biscuits, bones, or a sponge bath for basset hounds. All right now, time to bring on our special guest, Mr. Ricky Trione. You know he's the blind artist, internationally known, very famous. And he has a new book out called Art from the Heart. It's the Ricky Trione story. And you know, it's by Karin Tonks, Karyn. And it features art by Ricky Trione also. And it's a wonderful book. Here's what it looks like. Art from the Heart. You know, before we talk to Ricky, we're going to look at a couple of short clips real quick. He's going to be drawing a turtle. Then he's going to be painting a turtle. And I'm going to run by him real quick and then let you see that. And then we'll get to talk to Ricky Trione himself. That's going to be fantastic. Looking forward to that. So take a look first. Here's a little clip of him drawing the turtle. And here's another little clip of him painting the turtle. Right now, hey, and remember, that's without sight. No sight at all. So without further ado, let's bring on our internationally known blind artist, Mr. Ricky Trione. Hey, Trione!
Hello, Mr. Willie Mildew. I'm so happy to be here with you today.
All right now, should I call you Mr. Trione or Trione?
Either way, tomato, Trione, Trione.
All right, Mr. Tomato. Hey, first off, now, we all admire you very much. And you know, you were a fine artist way before you lost your sight. And, but if you think that I'm going to make all these questions easy, I'm telling you, this is the Willie Mildew Show. Now, I need to know first off, before we do anything else, for my own safety. are you a member of the mob?
Well, some of my distant relatives from Sicily are involved, but we really don't stay in touch with each other.
I see. Well, that's good news for me. Now, Mr. Ricky, if you were in a movie, what animal would you choose to be your sidekick?
Animal. Well, I think I'd like a parrot. A parrot that I could keep right on my shoulder, you know?
Now, Mr. Ricky, what food have you never eaten that you might like to try?
Well, I've always wanted to try some snake. Well, yeah, I've always wanted to go to that rattlesnake rodeo, down in Alabama, and I haven't been able to ever to go. So why don't you come and go with me sometime?
I had a friend who ate a rattlesnake, rattle and all. And for 3 weeks, you could hear him coming around the corner making a rattling noise. Now, Mr. Ricky, how do you know what colors to use and where to find those colors?
Well, on my new book that is just now coming out, it's called Art from the Heart, the Ricky Trione story by my dear friend Karin, a wonderful children's book writer. Well, on the back of it, she put my palette. In my palette where I put my paints is always set up the same way every time. I always have red at 12, yellow at 3, and blue at 6. Those are the primary colors, and then I can mix them all the way around the clock, and I know where every one of my colors are.
Now, Mr. Ricky, do you ever get hungry sometime and eat some of that colored paint off the palette?
Well, I have come close to it, but the schools that I go to around the area, they feed me so good, like especially the Covenant Christian School over in West Mobile. Every time I go there, they have all kinds of pizza and brownies, and they even let me take some home with me so I can feed my wife when I get home.
Now, Mr. Ricky, tell everybody how they can acquire this novel of yours.
Well, I wanted to tell you that this book can be, people can purchase it at my website. It's www.rickytrioneart.com, and each book that people order will be signed by me and by Miss Karin Tunks.
All right. We're going to get our award-winning announcer, Electric Eric, to put that information right here in front of us real big so we can copy it down. Now, Mr. Ricky, I do believe you have a special announcement for our viewers here.
My friend who wrote the book, Miss Karin Tunks, and I will be at the Page and Palette bookstore in downtown Fairhope on August the 22nd at 1:00 p.m. and we'll be doing a book signing, and Karin will be reading the book to everyone that comes. So we hope a lot of folks will show up at the Page and Palette.
All right, now, the Page and Palette bookstore in the sleepy little town of Fairhope, Alabama, at 1:00 p.m. Yeah, now I call Fairhope the sleepy little town because when I was first breaking into radio, I didn't have no apartment to be in, so I slept on a park bench in Fairhope. Mr. Ricky, before we go, I'd like to show one of my favorite paintings. It's the sea turtle. Very colorful.
Well, I want to thank you so much for having me as your guest today, Mr. Willie Mildew. It's an honor and a pleasure for me to get to be with you and get to visit with you today.
Well, all right, Mr. Ricky. You've been a great inspiration to all of us. And before you go, I want to ask you your favorite college football team.
Well, from the time I was a little boy, my daddy always taught us to root for the Alabama Crimson Tide. So I have grown up just always cheering for the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Well, I can understand that. Now, you know, I asked you, Mr. Ricky, because I have another show that I'll be doing soon. We'll be talking Alabama football. I'll be taking calls from all over the nation. Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting thing for this year's college football playoffs. Well, we've come to that part of the show where it's time to say goodbye. I want to thank our band leader, Altissimo. I also want to thank our piano player and part-time chainsaw operator, Frankie Five Fingers Mozzarella. That's right. Of course, our special guest, Mr. Ricky Trione. That's right. Hey, Trione! All righty. So, until we meet again, this is your host, Willie Mildew, and our award-winning announcer, Electric Eric, saying so long for now.
The Willie Mildew Show is filmed live before a studio audience at Internet Radio 98.6, the longest spot on your dial.